the second part of this podcast, and it will be reacting to my Premier League predictions. Now, hopefully, I have the graphic design skills, or I find the website that allows me to customize my own Premier League table so I can put my predictions on this side and the actual table on this side. But let's go from bottom to top. Now I've also done the Golden Boot Player of the Year, Young Player of the Year, Signing of the Season, and First Manager Sacked. So you're also going to see my horrendous predictions for those. But let's start from bottom to top. Relegation places. I had Burnley, Southampton, Watford. Burnley and Watford, tick. Granted, I didn't get them either in the right place, but they both went down. That's the tick in my books. Southampton, major L. major L. Yeah, not happy with that. Broja and Livramento and James Ward-Prowse, those guys did well for them. So so it's very disappointed about that. But they had a pretty good season by their standards. I'm not really sure it could have been a lot better if you were to call it that. It was, of course, a 15th place finish for them, and I know they had a pretty poor back end of the season. So they didn't win a game. They only won one game in the final 3 months of the season. So, yeah, they had a poor back end, but they were never really faced to going down. So their season is a lot better than what the table says that it is. Now let's move on to, let's go 17th to 14th. I've got one, which is I'm very happy with one of them. I've got two, which are horrendous. And I've got one, which I'm happy with. Slightly less happy with than the other one, but still happy with nonetheless. So I've got 17th place, Wolves. 16th place, Brentford. 15th place, Norwich. And 14th place, Newcastle. Okay, let's go. Wolves, I underestimated them so badly. Bruno Lage done fantastically well. They had a poor back end of the season, but I'm not really sure that the Wolves fans care. Never a threat to go down. Always a threat for European places. And Bruno Lage, credit to him, because I can't really think of a player that stood out for them, but they were just fantastic. So good on them. 16th place Brentford. Happy with this. A lot of people thought they would go down. I had faith in them. I know they finished slightly higher than 16th. They finished 13th. But based off what everyone else was saying that they were going to go down, I was happy with that. I kept them up and kept them relatively safe. 15th place Norwich. I thought they were better, man. I thought Cantwell was going to do the business. I thought Zolis was going to do the business. Rashika, Max Aarons, Lise Malou, Temu Pukki, Josh Sargent. Well, it is what it is. They went down. Thanks, Norwich. And 14th place Newcastle, which I know they finished 11th, but this was a Newcastle team with Steve Bruce at the helm, with Joel Linton playing up front, and a tumultuous fan base which hated everything going on with that club. So good on them. I feel like next season they're going to press for European places, no doubt, with the investment that they're going to get, with Eddie Howe at the helm, with Joel Linton being the best box-to-box midfielder in the world. Newcastle will be in that top 8 places next season. Put it in the bank. Now, let's go 13 to 10. I've got 2 which I'm happy with. And I've got 2 which I'm not happy with. I've got 13th, West Ham. 12th, Everton. 11th, Crystal Palace. And 10th, Brighton. Everton and West Ham I'm unhappy with, and they're on both ends of the spectrum. I didn't think either team would do as poorly and as well as they did. Everton, I thought Rafa would have them playing not bad football, just getting through the season, going through the motions. But for whatever reason, they just didn't. They just, nearly went down, so thanks Everton for that. West Ham, I thought that they would have that second season syndrome, or not second season syndrome, but they would drop off from last season. I thought that the Europa League campaign, that's what I was going to say. The Europa League campaign was going to hinder them heavily. It obviously didn't, so good on them. They're back in European football next season, only in the conference, but it is still European football. Let's go from 11th to... No, sorry. Palace and Brighton. Happy with both of these. Palace only got one place off, and I only got Brighton one place off as well. A lot of people had Palace to go down. I'm surprised by that because their team is stacked with talent, man. I know Gallagher's leaving at the end of the season, but you got Guay and Anderson, Tyreek Mitchell, Michael Elise, Eberechi Eze, Mateta, Odson Edouard. This good team, man. Very talented squad, and Patrick Vieira at the helm. Is a good manager to have managing those teams, or managing that team. I feel like their midfield is going to be their point of strength. They're going to get a couple midfielders in, and they're going to be very good next season. And Brighton, I've loved the Brighton since Graham Potter took over. I think I love Graham Potter more than anything. But a lot of people had them. I think that's a reasonable prediction, predicting them 10th. A lot of people had them mid-table, so yeah, happy with that. Now let's go with ninth to 6th. And this is probably my worst stretch. 9th I had Arsenal. 10th I had Tottenham. 7th I had Leeds. And 6th I had Aston Villa. Oh, God, no. Villa and Leeds, I thought they'd do a lot better than what they did. I thought Marcelo Bielsa would be able to take that Leeds team to good places. Quite clear that wasn't the case. And Aston Villa, I thought that the Jack Grealish departure wouldn't hinder them. I thought Buendia would hit the ground running, and you'll see my points on that a little bit later. I thought Buendia would hit the ground running. I thought Ings was such a shrewd signing. I thought he'd bang goals. I thought Leon Bailey would have a better season than what he did. Nothing happened. Dean Smith sacked, teetering on relegation, and Gerrard getting them out of it. So good on Villa for staying up, but I hate you for making me look like an absolute fool. Now, moving on to 5th. Let's do 5th by itself. And this is by far and away my proudest prediction. 5th place, Manchester United. Now, a lot of people had United either finishing top 4 quite comfortably or winning the league. And I said this at the start of the season. I was like, Manchester United will not get top 4 with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at the helm. And with Ronaldo signing, there will only be a hindrance. I said that at the start of the season. I wrote an article saying that Cristiano Ronaldo wasn't Manchester United's saviour, that they should have invested the money somewhere else, and that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wasn't the man to take United forward. I'll leave the link to that article in the description. Read it, it's good. And I guess I can say is that I told you so. I guess what I can say is I told you so because I mean, everyone else had them finishing top 4. I know some people had them finishing top and winning the league. I've got the brains. I say that as I predicted Villa and Leeds to finish the 2 places below them and Wolves to nearly get relegated. So maybe that was a fluke. Who knows? Or maybe it's just my inner hatred for Manchester United seeping through. I don't actually hate them. I just don't like them. I'm neutral. As former UFC champion Robert Whittaker would say, I don't. If you're Manchester United, I don't like you, but I don't dislike you either. So, which is very neutral. And then let's do 4th. I had Leicester. Again, less said about that, the better. I thought that had a better season. I thought Patson Daka would play well. I know he did towards the back end of the season. He started showing something. I thought Iheanacho would be a big part of seeing Vardy through. I thought Maddison would hit the ground running. He did it, or not hit the ground running, but find form. He didn't really find form. Just a lot went wrong for Leicester this season. They had a fantastic back end of the season, so good on them. But very touch and go season for Leicester. And the top 3 I had bang on. I had Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester City. I mean, I knew Chelsea would finish 3rd. I didn't think Chelsea were going to win the league. I don't think I said this publicly anywhere, but I did have a feeling that it would be a three horse race for a while before Chelsea would eventually drop off, and then it'd be Liverpool City, which did come to fruition. I know that's not the most outlandish prediction, but I did say that, so that did happen. Liverpool City, it was a toss-up. It was literally a coin flip, which ended up, that's how the season nearly ended, by a point. So, yeah, it was just whoever I fancied on the day, and I fancied Man City. For what reason I don't know, but yes. So they were my like ladder Premier League predictions. Let's go to my individual player award predictions. Golden Boot, Mo Salah, tick. I know Son got it as well, but tick. So happy with that. Here we go. Player of the Year, Kai Havertz. Is that my Chelsea bias going through? It 100% is. Yeah, just didn't take that form on from the Champions League final. I thought that he would take that and just go and just become an outstanding player. Found form towards the back end of the season playing as that number 9 false 9 striker type role, but it is what it is. Quite clearly wasn't up to standard. Quite clearly wasn't near it. So yeah, it is what it is. Young Player of the Year, Mason Mount. I mean, I'm not too angry about that. I actually don't know if he's eligible for Young Player of the Year, but obviously it was Phil Foden winning that. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's tricky for Young Player of the Year because you don't know what player is going to explode. I don't think Foden deserved Young Player of the Year, can I just say? And I don't think De Bruyne deserved Player of the Year as well. I feel like both of them were undeserved. I think because City won the league, they were just given it. So yeah, Young Player of the Year, I'm not too upset about that because Young Player of the Year is very mercurial. You have players winning what Young Player of the Year and then disappearing off the face of the earth within 3 seasons. So anyway, let's go to signing of the season. Signing of the season and first manager sacked is probably where I showed my footballing knowledge least. Signing of the season, I had Emi Buendia. Great, that was good. I really liked him. I really liked him at Norwich. I thought he was going to be a quality player for Aston Villa, and I thought he'd be the Jack Grealish like-for-like replacement, and I thought the output would be the same. Quite clearly wasn't. Didn't get a foothold into the season, didn't hit the ground running, wasn't able to get anything out of the season. So yeah, Emi Buendia was my signing of the season. Who was the actual signing of the season? Christian Eriksen, maybe. Luis Diaz, maybe. Martin Odegaard, maybe. Who else? Who else played really well? Ronaldo, yeah. It probably is Ronaldo, let's be honest. He's just come to my mind now. Yeah, probably is Ronaldo. Anyway. And then first manager sacked. I guess you can tell by my Premier League predictions which team I thought would be very poor this season. And no, it wasn't Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And no, it wasn't Nuno Espirito Santos. It was Mikel Arteta. Well, it is what it is. I mean, I guess hindsight's 20/20, isn't it? I don't know how poorly I actually did in terms of like how far different teams. I know Leicester finished like 8th. I know finished like 9th or something. Or 8th. And I don't know which teams I got the furthest off. I know Wolves I got horrendously wrong. Norwich I got very poor. Leeds and Villa I got poor as well. Leicester I didn't do great either. But hopefully getting the top 3 in order helped my cause a little bit. So yeah, those were my Premier League predictions. I'm going to do them on the podcast next season, so you will have factual, concrete evidence of my predictions. They'll come out probably a week before the season starts, give or take. And hopefully I don't know the rules on the transfer window, but hopefully it can be finished before the season started, so I can actually give my predictions for that. Anyway, yes. That's enough for the Premier League predictions. So hopefully I've been able to do some graphic design on either side of me where I can just bring them up to show an actual comparison. If not, you're just going to have to remember them and maybe bring up the table either side. But anyway, let's move on.